What's happening, Fresh Baked? We are live. So while we wait for folks to join in, I've been getting a few comments from folks wondering, like, where's Fresh Baked? You know, all this D23 stuff is happening, and we haven't heard from Fresh Baked. Well, we're not really in the breaking news business necessarily. At least I don't think so. We're in the having a good time at Disneyland business. But and I would have done this yesterday. I wanted to do one yesterday, but the way things worked out with the panel, the Parks panel, which was at 3 o'clock. Parks panel goes till 4:30. They give away this thing for Fantasmic, a fast pass for. Are you going deep? It's happening right now, Caitlin. They gave us a fast pass. Thank you, Porkins. They gave us a fast pass for a soft opening for Fantasmic that night, but you only had till 7 o'clock to cash it in, to collect it. So there was a mad rush after the show at 4:30 to get the fast pass, and that took us an hour because you had to wait in 2 queues to. No, it was just the 1 queue, but it was like an hour. That queue was an hour to get the fast pass and reserve your time, because you had to pick a time. They didn't just give it to you and you just showed up whenever. You had to tell them, I wanted to be there Saturday at 9 or Saturday at 10:30 or Sunday at 9 or Sunday at 10:30. So we had to wait an hour to tell them what time we were going to be there. We opted for the Saturday at 10:30. So after we got our fast pass at 5:30, we had like an hour because the show closed at 7. And there's another half an hour wait to get into this, because we still hadn't seen the Star Wars land. Oh my God, it was such a mess. Okay, so we spent the last hour looking at Star Wars land, and then kind of doing a quick tour of the floor. And I saw D23, actual D23 floor, for about an hour yesterday. I would guess about an hour. It was a half an hour before the panel started. And then about a half an hour after we got out of the panel, I was on the floor for about an hour. And then 7 o'clock, we went straight over to Disneyland, and we did a little bit of Casey Jr. and stuff like that. And then we saw the 10:30 Fantasmic show, and I didn't get home till 12:30, something like that. And hey, look, my cat's in the background. I didn't even notice that. We got home at about 12:30. And I just got up at 9:30, and I've been working on video this morning, trying to get stuff. I'm trying to edit some Fantasmic footage. I'm trying to edit footage from the Parks panel. Anyway, that sums up our story. My dog's in the background too. Hopefully she's not doing anything terrible. Oh my God. Coco, get out of here. Oh my God. So that's our morning. That's my morning so far. But like I said, I wanted to get on here and start talking about the Parks panel and Fantasmic and all that stuff. So we're gonna get into that right now, hopefully. Where do you want me to start? Fantasmic or Parks panel? What do you want to hear my thoughts on? Let's try that. No, I threw that. The dog has a pet dog, her own dog, that she cuddles with. Okay, you you say with that. Okay, so most people are saying Parks panel. So to sum up, this is the way I summed up Parks panel to Ian the other night, or last night. I said basically everything, all the rumors were true for the most part. I know, right? That's what when I was talking to Ian last night, we were doing a bit for the show, for the weekly trip report, and I said they should have called the Parks panel the Disney World panel, because all the good news, all the cool stuff was coming from the from Disney World. So hang on a second, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. Oh, jeez Louise. Coco, come here. Come here. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So we'll start with the things that we kind of knew were happening. Tron attraction to Magic Kingdom, and they got that right. Whoever started that rumor, although it's not going to take over the Tomorrowland Speedway, it's just going to get put next to Space Mountain behind the railroad tracks. So that's good. So those of you who loved, that's actually good news when you think about it for us in Autopia, is that if they have enough respect for Tomorrowland Speedway, then hopefully they do for our Autopia as well, because our Autopia is greater than Tomorrowland Speedway. So there's that. That rumor's true. Here's a rumor that's also true. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to Epcot, and I think Laramie had texted me last night. Sorry, Laramie, I haven't been able to answer you back. He asked if there was any news that I didn't like, and that was... It's not that I didn't hate the news about Guardians of the Galaxy. It was that I don't understand how Guardians fits in. I don't understand how Guardians fits in Epcot at all, and I think most people would agree. How in the world does Guardians go? I mean, what? And it was the flimsiest BS of an argument that they had for putting it there, talking about people want more Disney in Epcot, which I guess I understand, but that's not Guardians of the Galaxy. When they say Disney, they mean the Disney way. They want more Disney theming. They want more Disney experience. They don't want more Guardians. Nobody said, I want Guardians of the Galaxy in my Epcot. Not a single person said that. And I can't get my head around. And yeah, and then so Chapek says, here, Peter Quill went to Epcot when he was a little kid, so that's a good reason to put Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a good reason to put Guardians of the Galaxy in Epcot. And I mean, just the groans coming out of, there were a few cheers because people like Guardians. I get it. I like Guardians too. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. But come on, I mean, come on. It doesn't go. What I don't understand Guardians anyway. Terrible logic. They're trying to blow a lot of sunshine up our butts over that one. But having said that, that was the worst part of the news for me, is that the Guardians thing, the way they're trying to sell that, and hopefully I'll get the video of the whole thing and what he said, what Chapek's exact words were with respect to putting Guardians there, because it was a bunch of sunshine. I tell you what, it was so much BS. Okay, so moving on. There's some interesting news. There's a new restaurant coming to Mission Space. That Mission's like a dining area. I don't know if it's connected to the same building or not, but it's pretty cool that that the restaurant looks pretty cool. They confirmed Ratatouille in France. They didn't say anything about the restaurants, though. I'm assuming we're gonna get. Oh, hey, baby. We're gonna get. I'm assuming we're gonna get the Ratatouille restaurant instead of one of those other restaurants in France. Let's see what else. Okay, and then Magic Kingdom's getting Tron. Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So that was Disney World. Oh, and they confirmed the hotel, the Star Wars themed hotel, the LARPing experience, which is pretty great. They're expecting a family of 4 for 2 nights, $2,000. That's what that was the random number that I was hearing. And if I could afford it, I would totally do that. If I could afford it, a Star Wars hotel with a all-in experience where you're just living that experience for 2 days straight, every minute is part of the experience. That's pretty great. I'm down with that, and I would like to try that one day. Oh, wait, you know what? Okay, Evan, thank you. Evan mentioned the green balloon thing made us all cry. Is it? Okay, so Chapek tells, or he shares 2 stories. I think one cast member read a letter, and then there was another story about, that's right, the deaf girl who was signing with characters, which was pretty sweet. That's how they opened the show, was with that story. I almost cried immediately. on that one. But I don't know if I'm a cynic, but I feel like that letter about the clear balloon with the green Mickey in it, just, I don't know. It sounded like propaganda almost to me. Like, look how sweet everybody is and how much they love you, baby, how much they love Disneyland. But I mean, it got some people going. And then when we got to the park, there was a whole bunch of clear balloons with green Mickeys in it. So if you see one of those, there's that. Anyway, so, okay, I don't know, do I want to get into this? The green balloon. Dear Disney, my son is autistic, but he likes to go to Disneyland, and he said he really wanted, it was very specific, he wanted a clear balloon with a green Mickey in it, and he really wanted that, just like that. It had to be like that. And we looked around all day, and there were no balloons anywhere. And until finally, you know, he was sad or whatever, and it came to the end of the day, and Mom went off and found a cast member. The cast member said, the cast member brought back a clear balloon with a green Mickey in it. I know those, Laramie, I know those balloons are made by Disney. I just don't know if they're green or not. I don't know. But the way he wrote the story, or the way it was being told, is that there was no balloons anywhere. They couldn't find any balloons. I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm done being a jerk. I'm just a cynic sometimes. Okay, let's talk about Disneyland, the land of no announcements whatsoever. Oh wait, hold on, Evan. I have an autistic daughter. I understand the parents tear at not being able to get what he had been promised. And okay, no, I get that. Laramie, this isn't about the fact that the child was autistic. It was about. I feel like the story was made up. That's what it felt made up to me. That's the part I'm talking about. I totally get that, and I get a lot of those emails as well about how, you know, people, our videos help families with autistic children because, you know, it helps them get used to the experience of being at Disneyland. They're not so much. It's not as intimidating because they've already seen it on the videos. That part I'm totally good with. It's just that the story just felt made up to me. Anyway, oh yeah, we did forget one piece of announcement. This is one of my favorite pieces, is that the Mickey ride was confirmed for Hollywood Studios, and what they're talking about is kind of, it makes me feel like, I don't know if you play Mario Brothers or not. It felt like the little clip they showed us it reminded me of Paper Mario a little bit, where they take a 2D world and they're able to give it a 3 dimensions. Well, we don't know what Laramie says. Yeah, but the animation style of Mickey sucks. You know what? That was the one thing when somebody first said there's no story for Mickey. One person said that in the comments, and I'm like, that doesn't make. Of course, Mickey has a story, but there's 3 dozen stories that they could riff from just from the new Mickey shorts alone. And I was afraid, though, that that they were going to choose that animation style for this attraction, and that turns out to be the case. They are going to be using, it looks like, the same animation style that's being used for the new current Mickey shorts. And one of the jokes that I had made to Liz and Ian Ian wasn't there, was that, is Mickey gonna lose his pants in this attraction? Because it seems like that's always happening in the Mickey shorts, or his shorts. I mean, he always loses his shorts. So I'm wondering if that's gonna happen in this story. But I'm really excited that Mickey's getting an attraction. I'm really excited that they're really going for it with this, and I hope they give it, you know, a proper budget and a proper Mickey. Well, you know who looks like a meth addict, Laramie? Is not Mickey, it's Goofy. Goofy looks like a meth addict sometimes in those shorts. He looks positively crazy in those shorts, man. It's disturbing sometimes, especially like the ones where like they got to get ice cream or something like that. But anyway, but I think it's good. I think it's a good idea, and I will take a Mickey short. I will take a Mickey short ride at Hollywood Studios. Is the Mickey attraction a simulator? No, they said, and this was something that got an audible cheer from the crowd. They didn't say, what they said was, you will not need 3D glasses to ride the Mickey attraction. So there's that. It's going to be practical. with projections that are going to sort of, it's a 2D projection that's going to have, they call it 2.5D, whatever that means. But it's not going to be a simulator. You're going to be in a ride vehicle. So that's positive. I'm glad that they did that, and everybody was excited that we weren't getting yet another simulator. Okay, so let's go back to Disneyland. Pixar Pier. That was like the one surprise for me, because most of these were rumors that we had already heard. I'm going to get to Fantasmic, Sean, don't worry. Most of these, were rumors that we had already heard, and I was pretty certain we were going to get most of it. But I don't understand Pixar Pier, why they're doing it. I mean, I get it because they wanted, more IP, whatever, on the pier or in DCA. I mean, Steven, thank you very much, Steven Stevens. He has offered us a $20 gift. Thank you for all the info that you guys provide and the way you deliver it. That's cool, man. I like the way we deliver it too. I just wish I could have got this to you sooner, but like I said, it didn't work out. We couldn't do it live at the conference. I didn't have time. But anyway, I don't know. It just feels kind of like a sellout move, or Pixar Pier. What does that mean? What does Pixar Pier even mean? Because Little Mermaid and Goofy, and the Silly Symphony swings. Is it only half the pier? What part of the pier are we talking about? Because does it end? Because are they just talking about theming that back section, like up into the shops until you get to the end of California Screaming and the Fun Wheel? Does it end there? Does it not go around? So that side is just, that's actually, yeah, it's not really a pier anyway. Maybe they're counting the pier side only as the actual pier that you go across, and then Screaming and Evan, thank you. Evan has gifted us with $10. I didn't hear anything about Bugs Land, but do you think they're going to replace Bugs with a Spider-Man? Evan, no, they didn't say anything about Bugs Land. Here's the thing. These announcements are going to be all positive coming out of D23. They're not going to give you any bad news. So when they say we're getting the Mickey ride, they don't tell us you're going to lose the Great Movie Ride. When they say we're going to get, I forget there was another attraction that we're getting, they don't say you're going to lose something else. Hold on, I got another, oh boy, people are trying to get a hold of me. They don't tell you what you're going to lose in the process. So they didn't say anything. Okay, we're going to get to that. I'm going to get to... Stop texting me. Wes Landers, thank you very much. Will Pixar Pier kill the Cove Bar? No. But it probably will be rethemed. Where was it? My goodness. That's my son texting me. Okay, so no, I don't think we're gonna lose the Cove Bar, but it may have a different theme to it. Where the heck was I? I can't even remember where I was. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like maybe Little Mermaid and Goofy and those things on the other side of the bay will probably stay the way they are. The pier, it's not Pixar or Pixar Bay, it's Pixar Pier, right? I guess. There's another gift. Thank you very much, Jason Eatman. It makes sense why the California Screaming Pier stores never got updated. Also, love the Daily Woo today. Oh, did you see? Adam had me. He just said, "Here, take my camera and start talking like you're doing a report from the parks panel, and then I'll come steal the camera from you." It was pretty cool. Porkins, yes. Yeah, I think you're right, Porkins. They only mean the backside of the pier. But having said that, it just feels like unnecessary. But I will say this. I don't like, how do I put this? The Paradise Pier is well themed. It's well done. I like the way it looks. They did a good job with it. They did a good job with Midway Mania. They did a good job with the facades along, the games that you play and the shops. It's technically well done. However, I disagree with the idea of a Coney Island type theme at all. And because that was the antithesis of what Walt wanted out of Disneyland. He went to these Coney Island type places and he said, I'm going to make a park that's the exact opposite of that. I don't want any of that crap. I don't want barkers and I don't want, out of the box rides. And then that's exactly what we got with DCA. we got what Walt hated, and I've always had like this sort of itch I can't scratch with that idea that we did that, that somebody made that decision. Who would, like, that's an Eisner thing, and you know, it's like you couldn't give a bigger middle finger to Walt Disney than making that decision, right? I mean, that was just a huge middle finger to the man, Walt Disney himself. So I like the idea that we're going to possibly lose that theme. That you can still have a pier, but I would like to get away from. I would like to get away from this idea that it's a Coney Island style theme park or amusement park. That it's, you know, something like that. And I think Pixar Pier is a way to sort of, you know, get around that a little bit. So for that, I'm grateful. But having said that, like I said, it does feel exactly like them just trying to put more Pixar or whatever. But you understand, Santa Monica Pier maybe, but Santa Monica doesn't have all those attractions. They don't have a roller coaster, you know, do they? Does Santa Monica have a roller coaster? I don't think so, but Coney Island did, right? Or Santa Cruz or something like that. Anyway, wow, who knew? I'm from this area too. They have a Ferris wheel, but do they have a roller coaster? Right? Do they have a roller coaster? Anyway. Okay, so moving on out of Paradise Pier or Pixar Pier. So I'm okay with that, I guess. Pixar Fest? Pixar Fest. I don't understand Pixar Fest at all. I guess it's something like, it's probably just a seasonal sort of like jamming on the backlot type thing where they're bringing Pixar to Disneyland and they're bringing the Pixar Play Parade to Disneyland. Paint the Night is officially going to DCA, and then Pixar Play Parade is going to Disneyland. And I mean, again, I guess I get it in the one hand, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute. It is not congruent with the decision to make a, oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, it's not congruent with the decision to do Pixar Pier and then ship the Pixar Play Parade. Those two things, they don't wash. So obviously they've got, they're trying to put it, they're trying to put a bow on it or whatever, trying to make it make sense. But obviously they've got other plans, i.e., goodness gracious. Okay, they were talking about, with the Halloween thing moving to DCA, and with Paint the Night moving to DCA, that they're trying to take the pressure off. They're trying to take the pressure off of Disneyland, so that by the time Star Wars Land opens, it won't be as hectic. Plus Fantasmic and all that. So that makes sense. It's just, why even bring Pixar Play Parade over? I mean, I don't mind Pixar. I think it's a decent parade. I think it's better than Sensational, actually. So I don't mind trading Sensational for Pixar Play Parade if that's what indeed is happening. Although they haven't said. That was the other thing. They're not going to say, we're going to bring you Pixar Play Parade and then get rid of Sensational. So we don't know what's happening with Sensational. But I feel like Sensational's run is done. I mean, we don't need any more of that. Do we? Do we? So I don't know. But again, it just doesn't make sense. And I feel like they're trying to more sunshine on that one. But having Pixar Fest, no other details other than we're going to get more Pixar, I guess, at Disneyland, which I don't necessarily agree with. I was kind of like cool with keeping the Pixar stuff at DCA because, I'm a purist, I'm a traditionalist, and I like my Disneyland. Not that I don't like Pixar, I love Pixar. It's just, I'm a purist. Miranda, 084? Thank you very much, Miranda. She gets us with $5. Do you think with the Pixar Pier changes, Paradise Pier Hotel will get a remodel? That's an interesting question. It makes you wonder if they even thought of that. Like, oh yeah, what are we gonna, can we retheme an entire hotel? I guess they have to. You can't call it the Paradise Pier Hotel if there's no such thing as Paradise Pier anymore. Evan is back. Thank you very much, Evan. Another $10 donation. What are all of the things announced for DL specifically? I know I caught a few of them, but I don't know what all of them are. Not a lot. Pixar Fest, Pixar Pier, Halloween is going to Cars Land, Paint the Night is going to DCA, and okay, that takes us to our next topic, actually. The complete and very obvious and, what's the word I'm looking for? Conspicuous lack of information for Marvel Land. They said, they were just so thrilled. Like, look how great we did with Mission Breakout, you guys. Look how well that turned out. You know, it's got the highest approval rating or whatever of any attraction in the park. Of all the attractions, everybody loves Mission Breakout. You know what? There's more coming. You're going to get Spider-Man and Captain America and Avengers. No, Spider-Man and Avengers are coming. Good night. What kind of non-announcement was that? What kind of non-announcement was, we're gonna get Spider-Man and the Avengers? No, it's not official. Nothing is official. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. Right. That's the thing that I'm probably figuring. There's three reasons, or three possible reasons why they didn't say anything. One is that Comic-Con. They're going to save it for Comic-Con. B is that they're not sure when, they don't know when it's going to start. They may be delayed because of the parking structure thing. And they feel like maybe, yeah, the bridge. Right, exactly. They feel like maybe because they can't, if that parking structure is not open by the time they're done building Marvel Land, they are capital F screwed, okay? that would be an utter disaster if they opened Marvel Land and didn't have an Eastern Gateway ready to go. So if there is a real and true delay going on there with the Eastern Gateway, then they can't open Marvel Land. That's the bottom line. Cat's out of the bag for Star Wars Land. That ball is rolling, and it's going to happen no matter what we do. But they can at least put off Marvel Land in that process. And Sean has just given us a donation. What are your thoughts on the new Fantasmic? I love all of it. Beside the whole new world scene felt rushed, and Pirates was very choppy. I will say this for you now, Sean, because I'm going to obviously give you more details on this. I very much enjoyed Fantasmic. I thought it was great. I really liked the pirate scene. I really liked a lot of the new changes that they made. I liked the inclusion of Tangled. So I was thumbs up on just about all of it. So there's that. But we're going to get into more details on that here in a minute. Yeah, so if it's not Comic-Con and it's not the Eastern Gateway, then the other reason why they might hold out information on Marvel Land is in order to tease the city to say, you know what, city? We were going to build this awesome Marvel Land and bring in a whole bunch more money, but you know what? Never mind. It's good. We're good. You know what? We're good with Star Wars Land. We're just gonna leave it at that, and we're just gonna, you know what? We'll have Spider-Man. He'll walk around and pretend to shoot webs at people, and the Avengers will drive by for a little bit. But we're not going to build a whole new land because, you know what? We don't need it. We're good. We're Disney. We don't need Marvel Land, and the other people, they're fine with it. So don't worry about that, city of Anaheim. We're fine. You know what? You win. And the city of Anaheim is supposed to be like, what? Never mind, we're going to go to bat for you. So those are the three options. They don't have a plan for the parking structure. This is a power play in order to get the parking structure done, or they're holding it back for Comic-Con. So that's that. But again, that was kind of just a lame way of going about their... they did this thing with Groot. It was so dumb. He would ask Groot questions, and then Groot would answer them in saying, "I'm Groot," and then we would infer what Groot is saying, and he's like, Groot was giving away all the details, but obviously we don't know what they are because he's saying, "I'm Groot," and it was dumb. Okay, so, yeah, right, that was dumb. The Groot thing was dumb. Okay, so okay, so there was that, and then there was the Fantasmic announcement. Well, it wasn't an announcement. We already knew that was coming. Was there anything else for Disneyland? Not much. Nothing about There was nothing about Star Wars, or Tomorrowland. There was nothing about Fantasyland. There was nothing about Bugs Land. And it's because they're not ready for that. They're not ready. Tomorrowland is a decade away from being updated. Fantasyland, 2019, it'll probably start. In Bugs Land, this whole Marvel Land thing actually reminds me quite a bit of the pains we went through when Star Wars Land was being discussed, and they couldn't figure out if they wanted a third gate or if they wanted to drop it into Tomorrowland and take out Autopia and the submarine and interventions and all that and put it in there and reskin Tomorrowland to be a Star Wars Land, or an additional land like they did eventually. So there was a bunch of rumors going around that we were going to lose those attractions and this and that. But and so Tomorrowland got stuck. Tomorrowland never got any money for a proper overhaul. It never got any planning for a proper overhaul because they weren't sure what they were going to do with it. Now they know what they're going to do with it, and there are plans, that are going to happen down the line. But everything's got to go, according to plan. I think they're the same thing. They still haven't decided what they're going to do with Marvel Land. I think they still haven't decided what Marvel Land is going to be. If they're going to take parts of Bugs Land, if Hollywood Studios or not Hollywood Studios, the Hollywood Backlot or Hollywood Land, we don't know. They don't know what's going to happen with the parking structure. They don't know if they can co-opt the current transportation hub that is there now, because that was part of the original plan, I believe, was for them to take over the transportation hub if they got a new transportation hub across the street on Harbor Boulevard. And I'm going to take a break. I need a drink. So that's why we don't get any money in the back lot. That's why we don't get any money in Hollywood Land, and that's why we get such crappy, cheap skins every summer, because they can't make a commitment. They can't make a commitment to because they don't know what they want to do yet. Thank you, Evan. Like this video, please, guys. I want to see that 124 get to something like 400. Okay. Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know. They can't. They have to be positive. You can't. There's no reset button, really, on putting in a new land or something like that. I mean, the reset button is $1 billion in 4 years. That's what that is. The reset button that they did press for DCA 1.0. That's what you can't. You can't make a mistake, right? If you're gonna build Star Wars Land, you better be positive. You better be absolutely positive what your plans are. You better be absolutely positive where the money's going to go. You better be positive that what you're going to build is amazing, because you don't get another chance. Okay, it's done. When they build Star Wars Land, it's done, and you can't just say, you know what, I don't like this, we're going to take it out, like they do at Magic Mountain and Universal, because it's not a themed attraction. They put in a roller coaster, and then they call it the Green Lantern roller coaster, and you're like, that's it, we're good. It's the Green Lantern roller coaster. You can, that kind of thing, you can press the reset button on, because all you got to do is demo the roller coaster, put up a new one, and then put a new name on it. But the way that Disneyland builds lands, the way that they build things, you better get it right. You better get it right. And they learned that lesson the very, 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 very hard way with DCA 1.0 when they took Eisner's direction and they made a frickin' amusement park that was like Santa Monica or Coney Island, instead of following Walt's vision, instead of following Walt's playbook, instead of following Walt's plan, and the whole world. That's why we love Disneyland. We love Walt. We love what he did to Disneyland. And when we didn't get that at DCA, we're like, no, thank you. I don't like this. I don't like it. It's not good, and I'm not going. You can't make me go. All right. And then they had to press the $1 billion reset button on DCA. So that was a long way to saying you got to be patient with Marvel Land to make sure that they get it right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's go to Disneyland and talk about Fantasmic. I saw Fantasmic, and that was one of the things they did. If you went to the parks panel, you got this really cool Fast Pass thing, which you get to keep. It was you could pick a time in a night, Saturday or Sunday, and you get it's a Fast Pass, and it was basically half the. There was people you could get there on standby if you were there, if you happened to be there. you could get a standby seat, but pretty much I would say about at least half the crowd was were people that were at the parks panel, and of course you can watch it as you do. You know, you just kind of walk by the Rivers of America, which is about the most Disney thing you can do at 9:30 at night, is to walk down New Orleans Square along the Rivers of America and sort of catch a what do they call that? Contact high from Fantasmic as you walk around as you walk around Fantasmic, and you see it going on. And you see Mickey doing his thing, and you know it's pretty great. And that was actually what happened to us, because we were in Frontierland at 9 o'clock while the first show was going, and we could hear it and see it happening. And I saw the pirate ship go by, and I was struck by it. There's just a lot of really good energy coming out of that show. And I thought, we'll start with the pirates thing, the pirate scene. What they did to the Columbia is amazing. When I can't even believe that that's our Columbia that they're playing around on. It's impressive what they were able to do to the Columbia to make it seem like a pirate ship, a ghost pirate ship. I really love the fact, I don't know who the girl was. Was that supposed to be the girl from the new movie, Pirates 5, that she's like, she needs to be saved, and Jack Sparrow's up in there having a sword fight with other people, and yeah, I don't know who the girl was. It was supposed to be Elizabeth or the new girl, I'm not sure, but she was great. She was swinging around on ropes and doing all kinds of amazing stunty things, and Jack was up there with a sword fight, and the repartee between the two that you heard was pretty good. And there was just a lot of good action happening on the boat. And then at the end, as the boat takes off and you can see the backside of it, Jack is swinging back. You know how, like on Pirates at the end, I mean, when they do the Peter Pan bit, how you had that one pirate, swinging back and forth at the back. They had that going on still. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with how the energy of it, the way it looked, the ghostly parts of it. I really liked that. And I mean, I like Peter Pan too, but this was also. Yeah, that was JC. Good point. JC says, "Where's that damn compass?" That was the only gripe I had about that. Is he says the word compass like 4 or 5 times in that whole bit, and really, I don't know. I don't know why they felt like they had to do that. So much reference to the compass, but anyway, I really liked the Lion King bit. I loved the transition from the Lion King music into the Drunk Elephant music. It was really well done. I was impressed. You think those two things don't go together, but they managed to transition that beautifully, and I like that a lot. They're going to be selling compasses for $4.99 a pop. You're right, Laramie. they're hyping the upcoming compass sales. Sean, I love the new lighting and water effects. Thank you, Sean, very much. $2 for you. And Kyle has offered us $5 for what do you think the Paint the Night route will be? Same route as Electric when it was at DCA, or will it go down through Cars Land? Good question. I'm going to get to that in just a second. We had 2 questions there. And I'm still following up on Sean's question, too. So hopefully I don't miss out on this one. I really enjoyed the Tangled, the Rapunzel and Flynn float. It was Beauty and the Beast, and another one I can't remember, and then Rapunzel, she replaced Snow. I love Snow, but I didn't miss Snow. That dynamic that Rapunzel and Flynn had was really cute and endearing, and I liked the way that those two interacted on their float. Their choreography was great. The way they were picking each other, he was picking her up and spinning her around. It wasn't as waltzy and as I don't know, polished, I guess I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but because the Beauty and Beast, they were doing a very waltzy type dance or whatever, and it was very nice. But these two were dancing like a couple that was in love, and I enjoyed that a lot. And then they didn't touch any of the finale. The finale is just like we remember it. And to answer your question, Sean, or to respond to your comment, the lighting effects they took a lighting to 12. They skipped 11 and went lighting to 12. There was so many like strobe things going on, and it wasn't too much. There was a lot, but it didn't feel like too much. It really made it seem phantasmic. It made Mickey look like he had all the powers of imagination at his disposal, and he was just throwing lights and stuff everywhere. It was pretty great. Okay, So I want to go back and answer. I've already forgotten the question. Kyle's question. What do you think about Paint the Night route? You know what? That's a good question, Kyle, because I don't remember what the. I wasn't going to Disneyland a lot when they had the electrical parade at DCA, so I don't remember what the route. But I would imagine. I gotta feel like it's gonna be the same route as the play parade. I don't see another way around it. Where else could it go? I don't know. I'm not a planner like that, but I feel like it's probably going to follow the Pixar Play Parade route. And from what I'm hearing, they're going to take out the cables completely. They're not going to make them removable. They're just going to take them out. That's what I'm hearing. Porkins has another question for us. A $5 donation as well. Thank you very much, Porkins. Only from watching videos, but the cannon shot announcing the pirate ship is sorely missed. There is a cannon shot. Our video that we put up, you'll hopefully see that cannon or hear that cannon, but there's very definitely a cannon shot, and it's loud. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? I saw a good question in there. Yeah, how come I'm not at 400 likes yet? What happened? Are you just not liking it on purpose? That really breaks my heart, you guys. I'm kidding. Yeah, I thought, the projections, you can overdo projections, and that's been Disney's MO lately, is just to really barf out a bunch of projections, but they didn't. I felt like it was pretty well done. They put a new screen up behind, the whatever you call it, Lafitte's Tavern. Look, it worked out pretty good. There was a couple of good lighting effects there. So I enjoyed that. Let's see. What else? Do I think Fantasmic will retire? Why would I think that? Hell no. Okay. Any other... I can't... that's everything, isn't it? I think that is. Randy! Hey, what's up, Randy? Thank you very much for your donation. Drive-by high five. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Tammy, what are we talking about? We're talking about the golf tournament. Did that guy win? What's his name? Patrick Rogers? I think he did, right? I'm literally looking at the golf tournament right now. I just want you guys to know that. Oh my God, Bryson DeChambeau won the golf tournament? Oh my gosh, that is impressive. Way to go, Bryson. That's incredible. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Sean Newcomb's back. Do you think they can move Monsters, Inc. to the pier? What other new rides do you think could come to Pixar Pier? That's... wow. I suppose they could. Sean, but where would they put it? They'd have to take out something, obviously, because you can't. There's no expansion area along the pier, along Pixar Pier. I guess behind, maybe it could fit. Maybe it could fit where the Maliboomer was. Maybe. I don't know. That's kind of a small space. Did I miss a bunch? Really? What did I miss? I just got Sean. Hold on 1 second. I may have to call this live stream here in a second. I'm just getting blown up. Okay. Okay, I'll do this. Well, I'll end with this because I do have more work to do. I'm still editing, and I've got a lot of things to do, and people are trying to get a hold of me. They're going to call Star Wars Land Galaxy's Edge, and I feel like that's dumb. Normally I'm borderline apologist for Disney. That I pretty much I can get behind just about anything they do, and I can understand a lot of things they do. But every now and then I'm just like, I don't understand Galaxy's Edge. Why? I guess the reason they do it is that because they couldn't give it like a new name, because then you can't market, Planet Tatooine or whatever. If let's say we didn't know what Tatooine was, and they said this is called Tatooine, and we're like, what the heck is Tatooine, and how do I put that on a T-shirt? I get that, and that's why you got to give it some kind of generic name like Galaxy's Edge. But still, though, I don't you couldn't do better than Galaxy's Edge, and I don't know. Ian and I were talking about this while we were waiting in line at Casey Jr., and that's going to be in the trip report. Is that it's a reference, I'm assuming, to the fact that this this planet is out in wild space. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you kind of know that there's, you know, there's the Outer Rim and wild space and mid something and whatever. There's a lot of different, there's very specific geography to Star Wars space. So Galaxy's Edge is a reference to that. Except Galaxy's Edge is not a term, as far as I know, that is used in the Star Wars universe. They say Outer Rim or wild space. So, or why don't, you know what? I guess, Far Far Away sounds better than Galaxy's Edge, but you can't really call it that because Shrek already took that, and you can't really steal that. So, or I guess it wouldn't be stealing, but I mean, come on, you can't. They already used that, so I don't know. I'm just not crazy about Galaxy's Edge. It doesn't. It sounds almost like a product tie-in. You know, like Samsung's Galaxy Edge. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I don't enjoy it. It doesn't roll the tongue. Star Wars Land. What's wrong with Star Wars Land? Literally, what is wrong with just calling it Star Wars Land? Honestly, you were fine with it for Cars Land. You got no problem at all with calling it Cars Land. And I'm good with Cars Land. Let's go to Cars Land. Hey, everybody, where do you want to go? I want to go to Cars Land. Hey, where do you want to go? I want to go to Star Wars Land. That's where I want to go. I don't want to go to Galaxy. Literally, is anybody going to call it Galaxy's Edge? Is anybody going to say, what time does Galaxy's Edge close? What? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound right to me. Right, because we've been calling it Star Wars Land for 2 years already. You know what I mean? Like, just why not just go with it? Why not? Why not? I don't know. So I wasn't. You know, when he said that, I'm like, yeah. But you know, we got a good shout at the panel was when he said that Rex is going to appear in the cantina. Rex is going to be, oh my gosh. Okay, the person who's been trying to call me is not breaking into my house. Rex is going to be a DJ at the cantina in Star Wars Land. And, okay, so we're going to call it a show here, guys. I've got to roll because whoever it is that needs me really bad. So I'm going to go. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. And lots of video coming soon. I'm hopefully going to get the entire panel up. I'm going to hopefully get as much of the Fantasmic shows up, although there's going to be copyright issues there. So stay tuned for that. Fresh Bake, thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys enjoy the show and watch us on YouTube and stuff. Thanks, guys. Bye.